Oh, guys, this video is a little overdue, way overdue. I do apologize. It's hard for me to make videos. As you can see, my eyes are all red rimmed. Again, I work overnights. It's a killer, and usually on my days off, I'm sleeping or trying to sleep or trying to chill out. As most of you know, my dealership called me in to bring in my car because they were looking to trade me in early to a new car. And I went in and I looked at a few cars. And I was talking to the Ford people, and they showed me a couple of new cars. The first car they had showed me was the Ford Escape. I didn't find anything wrong with this car. I thought it was a pretty nice little car, and I drove it around a bit. The thing that I didn't like about the Ford Escape is this was a hybrid, so it looked like it was going to get some pretty good gas mileage. Excuse me. However, Ford has a particular design on their interiors, and this one pretty much felt like the same as driving the Ford Fusion Energi, which had a fine interior, but it was like trading from a Ford Fusion Energi to something that was going to get me less gas mileage, although it would have all-wheel drive, and nothing was really new about it. Another problem is the higher end tier of it, the one that I wanted to have, like the heads-up display and all that kind of stuff, was not within the price range. And this particular individual who was trying to trade me up, he didn't seem like he was really into working out a wheeling or dealing, and I wasn't really deep into it to begin with. So I did try out the Ford Escape, and I thought it was a nice car. I thought it drove pretty well, pretty standard as a hybrid and so forth, but it just wasn't going to do what I needed to do, although the all-wheel drive would be nice here in Maine. That's for darn sure. It became quite apparent that Fords really weren't going to be the choice for me. They were just too darn expensive, especially anything that had the kind of gadgets that I like. Also, I don't particularly like the Ford interior. I don't hate it. I like it, but it doesn't do anything for me. Plus, I've been in a Ford for 2.5 years or nearly, and I wanted something a little different. I tried the Bronco next. Good looking car. Very cool. But there was one very big problem with the Bronco. It drove like a truck. Surprise, surprise. I was hoping it would have more of a car-like feel, but that's not what this thing is made for. So there's nothing wrong with the way it drives. I was hoping to get a more car-like feel and still have that good looking all-wheel drive, kick-ass looking Bronco. And the damn thing really, it drove very truck-like. It was very cumbersome. It did not impress. It was nice, but definitely not my cup of tea. I talked to them for a while, and they said I could go over to Hyundai, which was part of their dealerships. I started looking at some of the Hyundais. I was looking at the Ioniqs, possibly the all-electric one, but you couldn't get your hands on them. Right now, it's hard to get your hands on any particular cars. I've driven Ioniqs before. They drive very nicely. Their high-end stereo, which is a Harman Kardon, I believe, sucks ass. Absolutely terrible high-end stereo in that car. You're muddy, like sticking your head underwater and listening to music. One of the worst sound systems I've heard, except maybe from my Honda Insight when I first got it, mostly because the Honda Insight, well, at least the Honda Insight, some music sounded pretty good on it. But with that, oh god, that Ioniq was awful. Everything was muddy. So yeah, I'd say the Hyundai Ioniq with that Harman Kardon, I think it's Harman Kardon in it, is terrible. Terrible. But the car was nice, a little hard to see on the inside, see out of it. But I didn't get to test drive the one this time because there was just none available. I figured I was going to get one. I might as well get an all-electric one. Something with not a huge mileage distance, because I don't have a hookup for high power in my garage right now. And I really didn't want to put a real super high-powered hookup in there. So it would cost too much money, a couple of $1,000 to hook up something that could charge a proper electric car. So I figured something that had a 150-mile range, I could charge it on the fly in different areas, and then in the house I could plug it in and drive it every couple of days, and it would last fine. It would be great gas mileage. Plus, my work is very close to where I live now, so I don't really need a lot of distance out of it. None available. Can't get them. They sold out so fast. That's the way it is with the cars right now. Cars are very difficult to get at. I was also looking at some of the N-Line series, Sonata N-Line, but the only Sonata N-Line they had the guy who was trying to sell me a car over there, or lease me a car, he got the one for himself. So, that wasn't going to happen. Mr. Piggy there decided he wanted the top speed and he wanted to kick ass. By the way, I got a new lighting system here. I got it at Walmart of all places. It's pretty freaking cool. I'm going to show you. I'm going to review it because it works pretty well. Plus now I got some real light on me. And as you can see, I changed because I forgot to mention another car I checked out also when I was there. I checked out the Hyundai Kona. This is a little like mini SUV. It was a nice little car. I actually liked it. And for a moment there, it looked like myself and the peanut gallery were going to go for it because it was all-wheel drive. It was a little on the small side, but it was fine. A little mini SUV. And it was also a hybrid, so it would have good gas mileage and so forth. The only problem that I found with the Kona was the way it rode. It was very rough on the road, very rough. A little too rough for the peanut gallery. I mean, the thing had great little features. It even had a little pop-up HUD that would pop right up out of the bottom of the dash. It would just pop up, and sure, it wasn't on the windshield itself, but it was a nice little pop-up HUD, and it was really cool, and it worked very well. But I knew the peanut gallery with her hip problems and her knee and shoulder problems, the car would be too rough for her, and it would end up hurting too much. So it turned out that the Hyundai Kona, while available and very cute, nice little design, just wasn't going to make it. So those are some of the cars I actually looked at. There wasn't much left in the Hyundai side to look at. But in the end, I did finally get myself set up with a car. And this is going to be a quick reveal, and then I'll try to do some more reviewing on the car itself. For those of you who have seen this channel for a while, you know about the fat, bearded Jewish Batman. Well, in the end, fat Jewish Batman, decided to get a Batmobile. Yes, here it is. How do I know it's a Batmobile? Well, it says it right there. It says Batmobile. This is my Batmobile. The Batmobile is very cool, and I will be doing many more videos on it to tell you more about the Batmobile. The Batmobile has black wheels. The Batmobile has a large butt and a big opening space to put my subwoofer and any dead criminal bodies into. So, as you can see, I now have the new Batmobile. And if you watch here, you will see me driving in my civilian disguise, parking my Batmobile, which is considered mid-size sedan, but it's so damn huge, barely fits into my garage. So this is the big reveal, the Batmobile, a Hyundai Sonata. And I can tell you one thing about the Hyundai Sonata. They've taken everything to an 11. They, like all the other little guys out there, have something to prove. They want to prove that they're good and big and strong. And the fat, bearded, Jewish Batman will be telling you more about it. So stay tuned. Same bat time. Same bat channel.